On the news, INEC declares PDP's Ahmadu Fintiri winner of Adamawa governorship election. INEC asks RGP to investigate and prosecute Adamawa resident electoral commissioner Hudu Ari. And aviation union workers conclude warning strike, ask that their demands be met. Hello and welcome to News Now on TV 360 Nigeria. I am Simisola Ajigun. Exactly 1 month after the March 18 governorship elections, Governor Ahmadu Fintiri has been announced winner of what some might describe a drama-filled supplementary election in Adamawa State. In last Saturday's rerun, Fintiri, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), polled 9,337 votes, besting Senator Aishatu Dahiru of the All Progressives Congress (APC), who scored 6,513 votes. At the end of the entire exercise, the returning officer, Mele Lamido, declared that Fintiri polled 430,861 votes, defeating Binani with 396,788 votes. The announcement by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) at 5:49 p.m. on Tuesday was preceded by a series of arguable political intrigues. The Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) has written to the Inspector General of Police Usman Alkali Baba to probe and prosecute its resident electoral commissioner in Adamawa State, Hudu Yunusa Ari. The electoral umpire reached the decision when its national commissioners met at the commission's national headquarters in Abuja on Tuesday over Adamawa supplementary governorship election. INEC has also decided to write the secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, to brief President Muhammadu Buhari about the unwholesome behavior of the REC. Rising from this meeting, the Inspector General of Police has ordered that the Commissioner of Police on election duty in Adamawa State, Mohammed Bade, withdraw from the state with immediate effect.
From the police, the IGP has given directive that the Commissioner of Police there for the election CP Bade should be pulled out of Adamawa State, and the Commissioner of Police in charge of Gombe State, CP Eti Mokwa, to proceed to Adamawa immediately to go and supervise the election and provide necessary security to make sure that process is a success. So we are mindful of the fact that there is need for us to look into that case, and if you have any letter from INEC, we will work on that. We have not received any official letter from INEC, but if we receive today, we're going to act appropriately. But we are working, as I speak with you, we are working with INEC to see that that matter is adequately investigated. You know, police cannot do electoral offenses, cannot handle electoral offenses alone. We need to work with INEC. And that is what we are doing presently. We will do the needful to make sure that matter is adequately investigated.
Aggrieved unions made up of the National Union of Air Transport Employees, the Air Transport Services Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, and the National Association of Aircraft Pilots and Engineers, as well as the Association of Nigerian Aviation Professionals, resumed day 2 of their warning strike action on Tuesday, this time in the international wing of the Murtala Mohammed Airport, Ikeja, to protest against what they described as unpalatable working conditions and payment of outstanding entitlements by the federal government. The associations of aviation workers continued their request for the federal government to attend to their grievances, adding that if their conditions are not met after the warning strike, an indefinite action will be taken. Our correspondent Tamilore Akinkule has the details.
Activities were once again grounded at the Murtala Mohammed Airport on Tuesday as aviation workers under the umbrella of 5 unions returned to the streets to express their dissatisfaction over their working conditions and mode of operations. Carrying flags and chanting solidarity songs, the members staged the walk from the local to the international wing of the airport. Top of the list on the demands is the improvement of condition of service for their workers.
It isn't that the unions are not talking. It isn't that the unions have not given avenue for discourse. We have done all of this. We have explored all avenue to get these issues resolved. But it's as if somebody somewhere is not doing his job. And knowing fully well that the aviation industry is a sensitive sector. So we have workers there. We are human beings. You cannot be working without conditions of service. Then after that comes the issue of demolition. Demolition the various operational offices in Lagos. I mean, what are we going to take out of this? So this is why we have issued a 2-day warning strike, expecting some of the issues to be looked into. The various documents, various management have done all they needed to do. They have done the needful. Now the documents are in Wages Commission, the National Salaries and Incomes Wages Commission. We are appealing to them, let them release our condition of service.
The protesters also lamented the federal government's continuous neglect of aviation workers and failures to meet their demands.
All these problems should have not been coming if there have been, for the past 7 years, governing board of directors in all the parastatals, none. We challenge the Minister of Aviation because the Buhari administration nominated this board, but he refused to inaugurate them. Why? To perpetuate corruption. We challenge him, even to an open debate. This is the issue that we are fighting. Secondly, he said they should relocate without providing adequate atmosphere.
Non-payment of outstanding arrears and consequential adjustment by the federal government are part of the challenges of the aviation workers.
I want to appeal to the president, that's Major General Muhammadu Buhari, that he should please give an executive order to attend to all these problems. And I know that all these struggles here and there will cease henceforth. But because some people, some cabals are blocking these messages from getting to him, that's why he has not acted.
As the 2-day strike of the aviation union comes to an end, airport activities are expected to resume fully as from tomorrow. The aviation union believes and hopes that this time around the government will listen and their needs will be met. Tamilore Akinkolye, TV360 Nigeria.
For more insight into the industrial action and demand of the aviation union workers, the General Secretary of the Air Transport Services Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Francis Akinjole, joins me now. It's good to have you join me. Now that the 2-day warning strike has ended, what next?
Well, thank you for having me this evening. I plead that you don't mind my voice, because I've been involved in activities in the last 2 days, serious activities. Yes, we have done our own. We have given them enough time before now. And since we never intended to extend the warning strike beyond 2 days, we are expecting to see their reaction.
Then one of the demands of the unions is that the federal government should not demolish the offices of some of the aviation agencies in Lagos. It has since asked to relocate to Abuja. Now, can you shed more light on why the union is against the demolition?
Okay, let me start from this point. About a year ago, the AIB headquarters in Lagos was demolished because they relocated all the personnel to Abuja. As I speak here today, some of our members are still in Lagos. They asked them to be operating from home. The question is, what are they doing from home? And this is basically because there is no operational offices for them in Abuja. Do we have to sit by and see the same thing befalling our members in the FAN, NCA, and NAMA? In fact, there is no justification for this hasty demolition. The one they did in AIB, they've not done anything on that piece of land. They have not done anything. They said they wanted to expand the runway. Has it been done? No. So why must they now demolish what is even our common patrimony? Why? How many days do they have left in office? They want to demolish because of Electropolis, and we all know from the OBC of the concession arrangement, Electropolis is not even in Lagos. So we are suspecting a foul play. When they demolish them now, what do they want to put them to use for?
All right, then, hopefully matters will quickly be resolved from all parties. Of Francis Akinjole, the General Secretary of the Air Transport Services Senior Staff Association of Nigeria. Thank you for your insight. Moving on, Justice Inyanga Ekwo of the Federal High Court in Abuja has reinstated Ifeanyi Ararume as the non-executive chairman of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL. The judge also nullified and set aside all decisions and resolutions of the board of the NNPCL made in the absence of Ararume from January 17, 2022 till date. The court further awarded the sum of 5 billion naira in his favor as damages for his wrongful removal and interruption of the term of office as the non-executive chairman of the company. Justice Ekwo ordered that Ararume be immediately restored to office as the non-executive chairman of the NNPCL. A federal high court in Abuja has barred the People's Democratic Party (PDP) from suspending or expelling Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike and state executive members of the PDP in Rivers State over alleged anti-party activities. In his judgment, Justice Inyanga Ekwo held that the fears of Wike and other members of the PDP were well-founded and that suspending or expelling them would amount to a breach of their right to freedom of association. The judge therefore said it is in the power of the court to grant redress to persons who have well-established acts that would amount to the infringement of their rights. The judge said members of political parties cannot be suspended arbitrarily with compliance with the political party's guidelines. Administrators and management of university campuses in Nigeria have been charged on continuous partnership with chaplains and chapels in order to produce responsible men and women for a better society. Members of the Association of Nigeria University Chaplains, who made the call at the University of Lagos during the 25th Annual Conference of ANOC, themed Biblical Principles of Marriage and Ministry in the Time Like This, said the theme for the Silver Jubilee was a strategic one at a time where the current situation of campuses in Nigeria have effect on the society.
You will know that we are in a peculiar environment, student environment, where you have a lot of ladies, a lot of girls, and from the secular side of it, you begin to hear of sexual harassment and all of that. These are people that are bubbling with energy. They are, in the prime of their lives in terms of energy. The scripture says that the pride of the youth or the strength is in their strength. So they have so much energy, and if they put themselves into anything, then you can be sure that it's going to be buster. It's going to be, it's going to be with so much vigor. And when you are able to tap this energy to the right direction, then of course you will get the best of it also. It is only when it is channeled toward the wrong direction. So the ministry of the chaplains and the association at large is to checkmate this negative tendency, to ensure that this energy, they are tapped at the right time, into the right directions. And I think that so far, so good. We are getting positive results.
ANOC has come to stay. Being the 25 years that we have been in operation in the university, ANOC has come to stay and to collaborate with all universities' authority to build students up in characters and in collaboration in learning.
A Nigerian-based voluntary medical organization, the Cleft and Facial Deformity Foundation, has organized an oral cancer training for medical practitioners and members of the public. the one-day oral cancer training with the theme The Use of Artificial Intelligence in the Early Detection of Oral Cancer held in Abuja over the weekend. In collaboration with the University of Hong Kong, the event aims to create awareness about oral cancer among Nigerians and sensitize the populace about prevention of the scourge. Our correspondent Emeka Amako filed this report.
Oral cancers are quite common. It is also the 11th most common cancer worldwide that occurs in the head and neck region. In Nigeria, the statistics is troubling as over 1,000 cases are recorded yearly with a mortality rate of over 700 also recorded. As a solution, the Cleft and Facial Deformity Foundation has collaborated with the University of Hong Kong to develop a computer-based detection tool for Nigeria.
If I look into patient's mouth, and I can see this patient has a likely planus, or what we call leukoplakia. If I collect information from such a patient, I can enter into the system, and it comes down. I submit, and it comes down with the prediction, and I can look you in the face and tell you you are developing oral cancer in another 7 years.
While poor survival rate is often linked to late presentation of patients to the hospitals, stakeholders says local communities are severely underserved in terms of oral health personnel.
We are training our community health workers because if you go to communities, there are no oral health workers there. Everybody wants to come to the town. There are no dentists in the communities. They all come to the town, Abuja, Lagos, but in our rural communities where these things are privileged, we don't have. So Ministry of Health is going to the communities now to train them so that these people will be able to recognize early signs of all these cancers and nomas and advise and probably refer to the main hospitals where dentists can now take up.
The use of tobacco and alcohol in various forms is the major known risk factor of oral cancer. Another concern among the youth is the perverse ways of sexual behaviors. Added to these is the fear of stigmatization, which follows late presentation of oral cancer cases in hospitals.
These days, some young people don't even smoke again. They use what they call e-smoking. They use some other gadget that they call glass chambers. Some of them are called shisha. They are still dangerous. And in this our age that there's a perversion of sexual behavior among especially the youth. You know, there's this virus that they call the human papilloma virus. People call it HPV. It is a known carcinogen. In fact, it is established as the cervical region. It's almost 100% the cause of cervical cancer. In the oropharyngeal region, it has been linked to the genesis of oral cancer.
All of us who have participated today are going to be champions to end this because we cannot see everybody who is having, whether it's cancer or the cleft face or whatever. So this stigmatization is a thing of the mind. Since we know it's not an infectious thing that will be, transmitted, we need to now begin to tell our own partners our own family members, our neighbors, your colleagues in your profession, in the church, whoever you meet, that no, don't react like that. It is not anything.
The survival of oral cancer is poor. Less than 50% of patients are alive after 5 years, but early detection increases the chances of survival to 80%. And with the new oral health policy to be launched by the federal government in November, there is hope that incidences relating to oral cancer would decline.
We'll take a break here, but still to come, Chinese government denies funding militants to access Nigeria's mineral resources. We'll bring you details of the story and others right after this break.
Opinions are free, facts are sacred, but truth is universal.
How, in practical terms, can we, for instance, de-escalate the tension?
President must see himself as the President of the Federal Republic.
We know where the enemy is. 3 playfields.
the Lake Chad Basin, the border area between Nigeria and Cameroon, and then the Sambisa Forest.
On Digi 360, we give you a complete dose of everything. Opinion, facts, and undiluted truth.
I hardly believe what politicians are saying in this part of the world.
A new Nigeria is possible, a future is possible.
We delve into the issues, dissect it so that you can understand it, use it to take action.
I don't think there's any need for any governor to look for grant for ranching.
Digi 360, dissecting the issues.
Welcome back. Now here's a recap of our top stories tonight. Exactly 1 month after the March 18 governorship elections, Governor Ahmadu Fintiri has been announced winner of what some might describe as a drama-filled supplementary election in Adamawa State. In last Saturday's rerun, Fintiri, the candidate of the People's Democratic Party, polled 9,337 votes, besting Senator Aishatu Dahiru of the All Progressives Congress, who scored 6,513 votes. At the end of the entire exercise, the returning officer, Mele Lamido, declared that Fintiri polled 430,861 votes, defeating Binani, who scored 396,788 votes. We also told you that the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has resolved to write the Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali Baba, to probe and prosecute its resident electoral commissioner in Adamawa State, Hudu Yunusa Ari. The electoral umpire reached the decision when its national commissioners met at the commission's national headquarters in Abuja on Tuesday over Adamawa supplementary governorship election. Rising from this meeting, the Inspector General of Police has ordered that the Commissioner of Police on election duty in Adamawa State, Mohammed Bade, withdraw from the state with immediate effect. Now, in case you missed any of our news bulletins or for more updates, you can catch us on Limex World TV or log on to our website on www.tv360nigeria.com. You can also follow us on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at TV360 Nigeria. On Facebook, we're at TV360 Online. The federal government has approved the release of 45.3 billion naira as reimbursement to states and the Federal Capital Territory (FCT) for the implementation of the Nigeria COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus (NG Cares) program. The national coordinator of the program, Abdul Karim Obaje, said the funds were released last Thursday based on the results that each state and the FCT earned after a rigorous result verification exercise conducted by an independent consultant. The program aims to expand access to livelihood support and food security services, as well as grants for poor and vulnerable households and firms. We'll take another break here and return with more updates in business. To stay with us. Welcome back. Let's now join Folashade Ogorinde with updates in business. Over to you now, Folashade.
Well, many thanks, Simi. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority says air passengers will soon begin getting 100% instant refund anytime an airline cancels a flight. NCAA Director General Musa Nuhu, who made this known during a televised interview, said this will become effective once a new regulation is signed into law. It revealed that over R1 billion in aviation earnings has been lost to flight cancellations and delays. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has warned against any attempt to defund gas projects in Nigeria, which is a transition fuel for Africa's biggest economy. Osinbajo said any move to deny funding for massive gas projects in the continent will widen the energy poverty experienced in the region. The Vice President also said that Nigeria cannot accept the position that gas is one of those fuels that must be defunded to enable faster growth towards renewable energy, adding that for Nigeria, gas is crucial. We'll take a breather now and be back with a review of the stock market. Just stay with us. It was a positive trading day for the NGX's all-share index grew by 0.03% to reach 51,134 basis points on Tuesday. The market capitalization also increased, resting at 27.9 trillion naira. Now, 110 NGX-listed equities participated in trading, ending with 21 gainers and 23 losers. Now, Transcorp Nigeria led the gainers with 9.73% share price appreciation, closing at 2 naira 3 kobo per share, followed by ROT Briscoe. Now the losing side, Vitafilm Nigeria, came out last with an end-of-day price appreciation of 8.65% at 16 naira 90 kobo per share, followed by Linkage Assurance. Now at the end of today's trading, we see that 1.03 billion volume of shares valued at 3.563 billion naira exchange hands in 4,668 deals. Now, compared with the previous NGX trading day, today's data shows a 356% improvement in volume, 127% improvement in turnover, and 7% improvement in deals. Now let's cross now to select global stocks and see how they performed. Now it's a mixed trading day as UK's FTSE and Asian stock Nikkei finished strong, ending the day's trading at 0.38 and 0.51% respectively. Now for US Dow Jones, the story is not the same. The Dow Jones dragged lower by declines from Goldman Sachs, Johnson & Johnson and other healthcare stocks. And that's it on Business News. Back to you, Simi, for the rest of the news.
Thank you for the update, Folashade. And on the foreign scene, the Chinese embassy in Nigeria has denied funding militants to access Nigerian mining sites, noting strongly that it will never be involved in any form of terrorism financing. The report, dated April 15, 2023, titled "Chinese Bribed Nigerian Militants for Access to Vast Mineral Reserves," claimed that Beijing could be indirectly in Nigeria funding terror. However, the Chinese embassy said the report is based on unverified, unclear and unproven information, to which they have to express their strong dissatisfaction and objection. And it's now time for Entertainment Report on News Now.
Nigerian singer Davido has confirmed that there would be a deluxe version to his recently released studio album Timeless. The singer hosted a press conference to address his forthcoming concert to perform his new album for the first time in Nigeria at Tafawa Balewa Square on April 23, 2023. Confirming that the concert was going to be a timeless night for his fans, Davido also disclosed that there will be a deluxe version to his fourth studio album, which will be released later in the year, and encouraged his fans to look forward to more great songs. Nollywood actor Kule Remi has reacted to his absence from the nomination list for the African Magic Viewers' Choice Award 2023. This is coming after the actor's name was noticeably missing from the nomination list for the prestigious awards. The actor's exclusion from the nomination list has since sparked outrage online, with some claiming that it was deliberately neglected. Sharing a video of himself on his Instagram page displaying humor and positivity, Remi appreciated his fans for their content while congratulating his colleagues and friends who got nominated. That's it in the entertainment segment of News Now.
In sports, Nigeria's under-18 girls have been crowned champions of the IHF Women's Trophy Africa Zone 3 phase after defeating Benin Republic in Accra, Ghana. The fans at the tennis arena of the Accra Sports Stadium were in awe of the coach, Shitu Adeomi's girls, as they conveniently earned a 42-17 victory over Benin Republic, with goalkeeper Babatunde Kenyide named the most valuable player of the match for a wonderful performance. Thus, Nigeria qualifies for the IHF Women's Trophy Continental phase, winning 4 matches without losing any game in the competition. Well, that's our bulletin on News Now this evening. Many thanks for watching. I'm Simisola Adigun. Bye for now.